Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. And I got 6 new comics. 4 were from the pull list. Got a couple of first issues I pulled off the shelf just because I liked the way they looked. But first, we'll show you what do we got here. Detective Comics Gotham Nocturne on Comic Shop News. Aria ready for Gotham Nocturne. I guess that's some pun with the name Aria. I guess who is that? Some creator maybe? No, Chip Zdarsky, Raphael. I don't know what it has to do with Aria. I guess an aria is some kind of singing thing. I don't know enough music vocabulary to know. Well, there's some sketches. Batman and Talia al Ghul. Let's see what else is in the... Oh, Wolverine patch. More stuff to find out what's coming out. Peach Momoko, Demon Wars, Iron Samurai. All right. Avengers. Let's see if there's anything in the back about the indie stuff. The stuff I might actually get. Come on, last page. Turn over. Power Rangers, Orcs, Hollow, Faithless, Dogs of London, The Naughty List. Don't know what any of that stuff is, but I'll find out when I check out Comic Shop News. See, what do we get this week? Oh, looks like I got a piggyback cover. Radiant Black, issue number 14. Doing that thing with that, what is that, Hulk 241 cover? After McFarlane. That's what it says. And Bob Wyacek inked that cover, I think. And what else do we have? Yeah, Radiant Black's been pretty good. Just last week I got Rogue Sun, which is part of the Radiant Black universe. That was fun. Some nice artwork. Uh-oh. Crash. I think there's also a Radiant Black story in the Image anthology that's going on. So there's lots of Radiant Black stuff going on. Then we've got... Not quite, but this almost reminded me of that, what is it, an Avengers cover with Hawkeye with Ant-Man on the end of the arrow, but it's got a reflection on the end of the arrow. I guess that's sort of like the reflection in the claws too, reflection on the end of the arrow. We got a theme going this week. But Once and Future has just been like steadily churning on. It's kind of fast-paced. There's always monsters that are fighting in it. The sort of fairy tale world has taken over England, and now we got a giant steampunk thing. And our characters from the beginning are trying to figure out how to handle it and deal with it. But like I said, they've been on the defensive for like 10 issues now. Since they tried to stop this sort of fairy tale world from taking over England, and it did. So since then they've been like on the run, trying to figure out what to do. And look, an issue of Manifest Destiny, issue number 46. I haven't seen an issue of this in a while. I think it's ending at 48. It's the Lewis and Clark expedition going across the United States when Thomas Jefferson was president. Only there's monsters, so they're going across the United States and fighting monsters. It's been good. This one's been going on for a while now. The last few years has kind of been on and off, but who is it? Chris Dingus, Matthew Roberts is the artist, Owen Gianni the colorist, Pat Brousseau the letterer. But it's been an enjoyable one. I've liked that one. So, what else do we have here? A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, number 7. And the artwork is the real star of this book. The storytelling with the artwork as our... I think there's a trade out of this now, the first 6 issues. But when it started, we were kind of thrown into the middle of this story with a guy who appeared to be a hitman, but he seemed a little off. And then eventually the story unfolded, and we found out that he wasn't really a hitman. He kind of tapped into this internet world of hitmen where people pick up jobs and stuff, and he wanted to see if he could save someone, but things haven't gone well for him, and he's tried to save people and hasn't really been able to do it, and now people are after him. I think he's got a hit out on him. So we'll see how that ends. Then I picked up one of these, Heavy Metal Elements. Starwood by Steve Orlando, art by Ivan Shavrin. It's tough to read that font. Shavrin, Ivan Shavrin. But I think that this is just stuff that is collected from Heavy Metal Magazine. You can see they put stars down the bottom to take up the space. At least they put some art down there. But I flipped it open and looked at the art. Usually, the ones I've gotten before of these have gone for $3. This one's $4, but it's got more pages in it. I mean, I think the ones for $3 were usually about 20 pages of art and stuff in the back. This one seems to have more than that. No idea what the story is. No idea what's going on. But I occasionally like to pick one of these up when I see them. And it says 1, so it might be a continuing story. But like I said, I like the art. I figured I'd give it a try. Just like it's probably, who even knows if another one's going to come out, but it's good stuff. And then the last thing I picked up off the shelf is Twig, issue 1. Scotty Young, but he's not doing the art. Kyle Stram is doing the art, I would guess. And it looked kind of like a kid's book, but I flipped it open and really liked the art. I liked the nice bright colors in it. There are some pages that just, oh, that's pretty cool. Though there's some pages that the color just jumped out at me. So it's like, I'll take some jumping out color. Things are so dark and muddy these days that nice bright blues attract. I have no idea if it's a kid's book, or I think it's rated teen on the back, so it's not an adult book. But I liked Scotty Young's writing on that. What is that the name of that? The Thing You're Afraid of in the Dark, or something like that book. So I figured I'd give it a first a try. Oh, look at that! There's little Twig toys in the back. Because the bright colored artwork jumped off the shelf at me, I figured I'd give it a try. It's a $4 first issue, so not an expensive one these days when they got $6, $8, $10 first issues. Let me show you a little artwork that I've been doing. What did I do this week? What's behind me? Oh. I just finished this one. I inked this. This is one of my dreams of things. Whoops! One of my Gatsby drawings. We'll show you that next. I was redoing that one again. One of my dreams of things covers. This one's weird, and I've got 3 almost normal faces in it. There'll be lots of color and landscape underneath it. But this one seems almost normal when I look at it, despite there's 3 busts rather than... But they got numbers on their heads, so that's not quite too normal. But compared to some of my other weirdo dreams of things drawings, this one almost... I don't have to go crazy with the color and make it even weirder there. But I also was redrawing... you've seen... This is the 3rd time I've done this drawing. There's the blend. This time I went for a different position with his arm. Same drawing, except I put his arms, his hands in his pockets, which it describes him as doing a couple of times. There's the color ink version of it. I still have to put it together with a bunch of other elements I had, but I'm still working on getting this Gatsby himself exactly right. But I think I like the way this one came out. You can see it better in the ink drawing, even though those now that I'm looking at those 4 lines for his finger, where his fingers are, I'm going to change those, because that doesn't quite... looks better there. With some crazy, but this needs some color. I'm going to do some computer color on this too. I'm going to drop some coloring underneath it and see what I can do. But still working on my Gatsby project. Still doing some Dreams of Things covers, and I have a Patreon too. A link's down below there if you want to support my work and see other stuff I do. Click on that and go on over to it. Meanwhile, you guys have a good week out there.